Good morning, everyone. Thank you to the organizers and the audience for this opportunity. I'm Lina Zhou from Musashino Art University, presenting on behalf of my co-author Yu Yang from Zhengzhou University. Today's talk is Definition of the concept of Nihonga and a cultural comparison of line, its relationship with ukiyo-e, and a connection to contemporary corrective practice. In contemporary discussions, Nihonga is often mistakenly equated with ukiyo-e, or seen as static traditional Japanese art. But what if we view Nihonga not as ancient heritage, but as a modern construct shaped by cultural politics? This paper traces Nihonga's imagines Japan as a response to Western art, contrasts it with ukiyo-e's collaborative mass production, compares light as an aesthetic carried in Chinese and Japanese traditions, connects this to contemporary practice in rich materials, become flexible resources. Ultimately, we argue that Nihonga is a dynamic framework for addressing current concerns rather than a fixed tradition. Let's start with Nihonga's origins. Pre-modern Japan lacks a concept of fine arts, so practice we separate. The major restoration imported Western hierarchies translation art as bijutsu. Institutions such as international expositions, art schools, and abandoned salons organize art into Nihonga versus Yoga. Facing Western realizing, thinkers such as Okakura Tenshin and Finerosa repositioned Japanese painting as an alternative system, emphasizing light harmony and symbolism over mimesis. Nihonga also became a form of cultural autonomy. Mineral pigments on silk or paper share white foils, evolving through Taisho and Showa innovations. And it's not a timeless tradition, but a modern response to a crisis. Nihonga and ukiyo-e are often conflated, but differ fundamentally. Ukiyo-e was earlier urban media, kabuki stars, courtesans, and famous views. It was mass-produced collaboratively for entertainment. Nihonga defended against Western art, emphasized a single piece, artist-centered creation as high art. Ukiyo-e was initially marginalized as worker in illustration, but Japanism, the impressionist fascination with its cropping and colors, elevated globally, yet it remained outside Nihonga's boundaries. Production. Ukiyo-e used mechanical reproducibility. Nihonga emphasized reproducible layering. Materials. Ukiyo-e produced crisp prints. Nihonga created a tactile luminosity. This distinction shows that Nihonga is an ideological construct, not a neutral style. Light offers a lens for Sino-Japanese differences, shared brush traditions, but divergent values, not essentialist, but interpretive. Light embodies aesthetics and worldviews. In Chinese examples, light visualizes internal structure and qi, vital energy. Gu cases, the name of the law liver. uses delicate, unbroken strokes like gossamer light to convey order and life force. Japanese lines often activate sensation and momentum. The hair scrolls, wavering flames, evoke heat and terror. Photon strokes, prioritizing experiential impact over containment. Nizam's arid landscapers use minimal lines for spiritual withdrawal. Sesshu, by contrast, concentrates explosive energy. Badashanran's trembling strokes expose inner turmoil. Sengai's whimsical minimalism captures the absurdity of existence. The younger mural's emphatic lines indicate weight. Okada's lines, by contrast, evoke fresh revolve. Chou-Ying's precise gombi contrasts with the playful spontaneity of Choju Giga. CIVAE's dissolving splashes contrast with Soda's breathing tarashikomi. Overall, Chinese line often stabilizes qi and harmony. Japanese line activates sensation, the act of the brush, and the interplay of presence and absence. Contemporary practice trains Nihonga as a methodological resource, not a fixed tradition. Materials are hybridized, recycled fibers with pigments and foils, exploring absorbency and degradation as meaning makers. Techniques blend layering with courage, embracing contingency. Films explore the liminality between fantasy and reality, and the duality of time, inflected by encouraging and social instability. As a subtle sense of unease, the studio becomes of a form inquiry, borrowing material and human agency, and reinterpreting lines and process for present concerns. In conclusion, Nihonga formed as a Meiji period response to Western art, a form of ideological autonomy. It contrasts with ukiyo-e's commercial nature. The concept of line reveals Sino-Japanese perceptual divergences. Contemporary practice renews Nihonga as a flexible tool for today's questions. Nihonga is so dynamic and open to reinterpretation. Thank you.